I was good. I was prepared for the moment, prepared to do my job, but I just gotta make a couple more plays.
Who is he looking at right now? It's a very bad day for those who believe in the unicorn that is Travis Hunter, right? The reason why we love Travis Hunter is for what he can do for his heroics on both sides of the ball. An Iron Man, a lost cause in the world that we hadn't seen statistically since Deion Sanders. And he's a real deal throwback who loves playing football, loves fishing, and also loves playing football. He is a baller's baller. So to see him go down with this season-ending injury is really tough, right? And it's even more confusing because just a few weeks ago, I told y'all, and this is the reason why I didn't make a larger video about this initially when he got hurt, when he was placed on IR, that the Jaguars had communicated that this was going to be a very short leave and it's not going to sideline him for much more time. However, today, right at 3 o'clock, it was announced from the Jaguars that Travis Hunter will be sidelined for the rest of the season. He will be back in 6 months with a LCL repair. Now, as somebody who has had knee injuries in the past, and I am nowhere near the athlete that Travis Hunter. I couldn't even breathe in the same room as the athletes that he is. He is a one of one type of athlete. But I've torn my ACL, different acronym, I understand. And I know the pain that it goes through. I know the sort of the similar type of road to recovery. Again, is going to be different for him. High level athletes, got a lot more resources, is going to be hopefully expedited to get there when he can. And I know, and this is anyone who's had a major injury can attest to, that this is going to be a long path of recovery, but it's something that I know Travis Hunter is more than equipped to do. So today, after, now that we've talked about the fact that he has, lost the rest of his season, we're going to talk about a few things, a few storylines that follow Travis Hunter throughout his short rookie season. First off, obviously his stats. A lot of people wanted to call him a bust every single week, and it seemed like, and this is really one of the bigger reasons why you got to feel for the kid. When you think about him ending the season the way it did, he was just heating up. Every single week, all of the fantasy football dweebs were telling you that Travis Hunter was a bust. Well, the last 2 weeks he played, he had outstanding performances on both sides of the ball, had his first 100-yard receiving game, and Trevor Lawrence finally pretended to know that he had Travis Hunter on his team. And, maybe you want to target him one or twice or 3 or 15 times when you have somebody as dynamic as an athlete. So we're going to go through some of his stats. We're going to go some of the outlook. We're also going to educate you a little bit on the LCL injury. I found this website. We're going to walk through that and talk about what could possibly be the cause, because they haven't really been outspoken about it. It happened, I believe, during a bye week. They said he was going to be sidelined, and that was just that. So we're going to kind of do that. And then, I think one of the bigger things that were holding Travis Hunter back, now that Travis Hunter was out of the lineup, people got to see how bad Trevor Lawrence was, and I told y'all that. But let's focus one thing, right? First things first, Travis Hunter's rookie season. Now that it is wrapped up, what do the stats say? So he finishes his rookie season with 28 receptions and 298 receiving yards, 1 touchdown, right? And to go a little deeper, shout out to Taylor Sandusky, this means that Travis Hunter made his impact on the NFL as a rookie both sides of the ball. He played in 7 games. He had 28 receptions, 298 receiving yards, 10.6 average yards per reception, 44 yards was his longest reception, 1 receiving touchdown. On the defensive side, total tackles, he had 14, 10 solo, 4 assists. He had no interceptions, but he did have 3 passes passes deflected. So, not a bad day at the office when you really compare everything and look at everything and understand that he was on a bit of a pitch count. I don't know if y'all remember, but he had an upper body injury coming out of the preseason. This is one of the main reasons he didn't play a lot of preseason going into the end of the preseason. I was about to say the end of the season, but the end of the preseason. So it was a double factor, right? This is a new type of player that you kind of have to learn to really know how to use. And then on top of that, he was already dealing with injuries. So I really, I think Liam Cohen's going to get a lot of criticism. And I criticized Liam Cohen a lot for not feeding Travis Hunter even more. Maybe we should have been more worried about Trevor Lawrence. But at the end of the day, when you look at this, especially with this injury happening, you have to kind of give a little bit of respect to Liam Cohen, as he did listen to Deion. He did not let him not play on both sides of the ball. It was just a very limited amount of reps. And I think that's something that you kind of have to walk into that. It's a new league. It's a new era. There's no one else that has done it literally since Deion Sanders. And before Deion Sanders did it, it hadn't been done for 30, 40 years before him. So these are historical things and a historical career that Travis Hunter is embarking on. So I think patience is going to be a virtue as we look forward to it. Now, here's the big thing here. Not big thing, but I think interesting thing here. is that initially this whole situation, like I talked about, wasn't supposed to be a big deal. Travis Hunter was not expected. This is Ian Rappaport. This is back in November 4th. This is actually not that long ago. Wow, November 4th. I mean, it's like a week ago. Travis Hunter is not expected to be out long term for the Jaguars, though he is out at least 3 games because he was on IR. He'll be back to contribute in the pass game as well. So this is when they traded for Jacoby Myers, and this is seemingly a lot more valuable than it seemed on its face initially. So it's great to see that they at least went ahead and tried to alleviate some of those things that Travis Hunter gives you in the pass game, and then on the same time, opens the doors and hopefully can slow down and make sure that he knows, hey, you don't need to rush coming back, because when he does come back, I do think it's going to be a more than amazing, more than legendary, and there's going to be a lot of great things. So let's get into this LCL injury, sadly. But just so we're a little bit more educated on what exactly is going on and how things are rocking and rolling. So this is Jesse Morse, MD. This dude usually tweets about different injuries while they go on. He does YouTube videos, all that stuff. So we're going to do a small synopsis here. And then I have a snippet from an actual medical website as well that kind of go in more detail. So Travis Hunter suffered the same injury as Rashee Rice, an isolated LCL tear. What is strange is that Travis Hunter suffered his while in coverage in practice. This is a reported non-contact injury. So I want to make sure before the people in my comments, y'all probably already written in the comments, this is why Travis Hunter can't play both sides, and this is why I told you his body was going to fall apart. That didn't happen. It was a non-contact injury. Funny enough, my ACL injury was a non-contact injury. If you've been around people who have had these major knee injuries, typically it's non-contact. I've never seen many knee injuries. Again, in my day, there have been, but the majority of knee injuries I've seen are somebody tweaking wrong, somebody running wrong, somebody planting wrong, right? So this is something that happened as a complete non-contact injury. It has nothing to do with him playing both sides of the ball. It just has to do with him playing the game of football. And he actually says this is super rare. He will be 100% by week 1, 2026, and could even participate in OTAs. Now, I do want to point out that, like they said, it's going to be how you say, what do you call it? It's going to be interesting to compare, the typical ACL, which is usually 6 to 9 months. In this, everybody seems to be on the lookout that the LCL, the lateral fibril collateral ligament, is probably going to be an easier of a full repair or easier full recovery than something like an ACL, which is typically a 6 to 9 months. Again, that was back, when I did how I did, and I'm not a superhuman like Travis Hunter presumably is. But let's get into a little more detail here. This is from George Chalamand, MD. I probably butchered that, but LCL injuries. What is the lateral collateral ligament? So the lateral fibular collateral ligament is a structure that stabilizes the lateral or outside of the knee, connecting the thigh bone to the fibula, smaller of the 2 lower leg bones, that sits on the outside. It prevents forces applied to the inner side of the knee from gapping or gaping open on the outside. Varus stress. The what is this? The posture. I can't pronounce this big word. It's a big word. The posterolateral corner of the knee, what's known as the dark side of the knee. Wow, I did not know that. Because doctors did not have a clear understanding of the anatomy of the biomechanics, is now a well-recognized cause of knee disability and dysfunction. Interesting. There are 3 primary structures that compromise the posterolateral, it's a big word, corner of the knee: the LCL, the popliteus tendon, and the I can't pronounce that. What? The popliteofibular ligament. Lord have mercy. All these structures work together to stabilize the outside of the knee. The LCL is like a tightrope that prevents your knee from gapping or gaping open the outside of the knee. The popliteus tendon and the popliteofibular ligament prevent the tibia shin bone from externally rotating outwards on the femur, the thigh bone. So what causes LCL injuries? This is what they have to say. The PLCL or the PLC injuries can occur in several ways, including contact. So it could have been a contact injury. This one was a reported non-contact injury or non-contact injuries. Sometimes the nerve that is very close to all of these structures, the common peroneal nerve, can be affected. This is highly debilitating injury that needs to be assessed as soon as possible by an experienced surgeon. The injury can sometimes lead to a foot drop. You cannot lift your foot or toes towards the ceiling. Oh my goodness, because the nerve is damaged. Wow. So he's not only dealing with something that is going to affect his ligaments and maybe the way he walks, but this is real deal nerve damage. So this is going to be something that he's going to have to overcome for the rest of his career, sadly. Sometimes the nerve can be decompressed, restoring full function. Okay, well, that's good too. Sometimes it is permanently damaged. Okay, that's not good. And a tendon transferring from a tendon from another part of the knee. By the way, my ACL is no longer an ACL. I think it's a ligament from my thigh. Like I still have like I can't really feel the back of my hamstring. I said my thigh. My hamstring. I still got a little numbness back there. They took it out or they shoved it in there. It was either that or a cadaver or a pig. So I was like, nah, just take my hammy, big homie. Take the hammy. This is a highly debilitating injury because nerve damage can be done to help the foot drop in order. Oh, sorry, right here. Because the nerve is damaged, sometimes the nerve can be decompressed, restoring full function. Sometimes it's permanently damaged, and a tendon transfer can be done with help for the foot drop in order to make walking easier. And again, for all my visual learners, here's the PFL. This is the left end. No, I'm joking. This is the femur, the tibia, the fibula, the lateral gastro. I can't pronounce that. Can't pronounce that either. But the LCL is right here, or FCL. So this is what would look as the tear of the FCL. So doesn't look like a fun time. I gotta be honest with you. Does not look like a fun time. Now, I do want to point out to all the people who had a lot to say about somebody or Travis Hunter rather being a bust or whatnot. I want to point out a few things. Remember that at one point Travis Hunter was the highest graded on or top 4 graded on defense and top 2 graded on offense. He was one of the top graded on defense again on week. What is this? This is week 5. And then on top of that, Travis Hunter had a season high 64 yards receiving in an upset win. He had 39 offensive and 25 defensive snaps. Travis Hunter started on both sides on defense today. It's the only time in PFF's 20 years of data that a player started on both offense and defense in an NFL game. He's already made history. There's nothing else that he really needs to do. And just take a peek at some of these elite plays that he did throughout the season, because some people are going to act like
he's smart with the football right here.
Wow, that was loud. People are going to act like just because his season was cut short, he didn't do phenomenal things, just like this right here. On 3rd and 15, he goes and skies it and shows it that he's got those elite ball skills that translate great from Colorado. And then on top of that, you had, every time he touched the ball, it seemed like positive things were happening. Here's a little flat route. He pointed at this man. He made a man touch the earth. Now, I want y'all to remember this. This motherfucker is doing push-ups down there. They got people, they stretching on the ground. You joked him. Hey, he's slipping and sliding over there. Slipping and sliding like Diddy just came through and put a bunch of baby oil on the goddamn grind, right? And then Cook tries to get nasty with it. You gotta touch the earth, boy. Get on the ground, man. Go ahead and touch grass for me. I'm looking at you. I can't even see your eyes. He pointed at him. Pointing at that young man and say, hey, man, I'm out of here. Y'all know who I'm is? That it's called Travis Hunter season, and then I would be remiss if I didn't show Travis Hunter's first touchdown as he walks into the end zone. He absolutely deep fried a few defenders there walking into the end zone, doing absolute phenomenal things. So I need to point that out, because a lot of people are going to use his injury as a gotcha moment, or a, hey, I told y'all it wasn't going to work, or this or that elemental piece. So I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page, that Travis Hunter was putting belt to y'all boys, to real deal NFL vets. Y'all lucky that they sidelined him. Y'all lucky he had a little knee problem. That boy was just starting to cook. He had one of his best games in the last game that he played for 100 yards. Now, it would all be cool and crispy if this man wasn't his quarterback. We're going to end this here. I've slandered Trevor Lawrence for a long time. But, how can I not slander when I see things like this, right? When I see Trevor Lawrence finding ways to miss a wide open Travis Hunter for an end zone. No anticipation, no nothing, just forcing the ball somewhere else and not making anything else happen. I know what you're saying. Well, that's such an easy example. He could have been looking at a few other things, X, Y, Z. Well, then here's another example of Trevor Lawrence completely. Here's Travis Hunter. And again, I'm talking about pre-snap. I want to stress this. I'm not talking about Trevor Lawrence having to get to his first and second read. I'm talking about once you see this linebacker creeping up, Trevor Lawrence, in your head, you need to assume there's going to be a hole here. Trevor Lawrence, do you know the play call? Do you know the concept? Do you know that it's 2nd and 7? Do you know the down distance, where the sticks are and where the heat is coming from? Because you have a linebacker that's doing nothing to disguise this blitz, that walks up, and now he's gone. How your eyes don't immediately go to this linebacker and know I have space immediately for this slant right here is beyond me. Who is he looking at? Who is he looking at right now? These motherfuckers are running the same route, and Trevor is wide open, and then he just threw it to the defense. So please miss me with it. Please miss me with the fact that here's Dylan Gabriel, everybody's favorite short quarterback to dunk on, right? Well, here's Trevor Lawrence. Here he is right next to Dylan Gabriel, and this is a quarterback efficiency for 2025. This left side, or the y-axis, is the EPA per play, and the x-axis is completion percentage above expected. So, not looking great, T-Law. Nothing he does looks great. Compare him to Jameis Winston. Besides the interceptions, because we know Jameis Winston is a historical interception thrower. It's comparable. It's real comparable, but for some reason, Brian Daboll couldn't. He keeps throwing Russell Wilson and Jackson Dart out there to die. The excuse for Trevor Lawrence has been drops, but if you remove all the drops, he ranks 25 in accuracy, 27 in EPA per play per attempt, 29 in completion rate, and 30th in touchdown to interception ratio, 34th in touchdown rate. What did Liam Cohen do to try and fix him? I think the real truth and the real reality is Liam Cohen is done with Trevor Lawrence. I think that's the truth. I think a new head coach likes to have his own quarterback, and Trevor Lawrence got paid a lot of money by the last regime to wave off his new head coach and show no respect and completely miss your new best target, your best wide receiver, because BTJ is over there alligator arming it and stuff. He's too busy making Instagram captions to catch actual deep balls. So I'll end this here. No more Trevor Lawrence slander unless he does something awful again. Trust me, he'll do something awful again. So we'll make a video on that. But I do have to say, very, very sad that I have to report that the amazing what we saw, the amazingness of Travis Hunter, because it hadn't got there yet. It got stopped short right when he was starting to heat up and right when he was really starting to make his stride. Hate to see this. But y'all let me know if y'all want to see any more updates here. Hopefully I have some more positive updates, things of that nature. If there's any type of content you want to see, comment it down below. Like this video if you like it, dislike if you don't, subscribe if you like football content. And more importantly, make sure Instagram, Travis Hunter's YouTube, go show him some love, man. Like, if you know anybody like Travis Hunter, this is a dude who loves ball. And over everything, he loves ball, God, family, and fishing. That's what he loves to do. You can ask Deion Sanders that. You can ask his wife that. You know, he's had to go through this whole year, people making up these crazy Facebook allegations about, oh my God, his wife is doing this and doing that. Everybody, he does nothing. Travis Hunter does less than anybody to antagonize anybody. He believes in God. He does what he's supposed to do. He shows up. He works hard. He talks great about his teammates. And people have said nothing but nasty things about him. And somehow they're going to find a way to say nasty things about this injury. So continue to show love to Travis Hunter. He needs it because his legendary career is just getting started.